All right. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you, and welcome back once again to these free Shiksha daily IELTS classes. And yes, we are here again with a fresh new topic. So let me just quickly take out the questions for today, and we are going to focus on your map, plan, table, all of these kinds of questions. Without any further delay, I would like to start with today's class because I need to end it early as my classes are having a clash. So yes, without any further delay, let's start with today's class, guys. Just give me a minute. And I hope all of you are doing well. All right. So, what are maps and plans? Let's discuss that first. So, the IELTS listening test involves listening to the four recordings based on the academic and social context. There are 40 questions involved in the listening test, which needs to be completed in the duration of 30 minutes. And the listening question types involved in the test are multiple choice, matching questions, and there are many. These all have been listed up here. So the listening map task is the task where you need to label the map with the correct letter for the question by listening to the audio. So also there will be questions where you need to label the unnamed area by hearing the recordings. The pattern of the map and plan labeling questions will be similar, where in the plan you need to label the building and in the map you're asked to map the town. Then, IELTS listening map labeling tips. Instructions are the key. You need to first identify the way you're going to respond to the listening map question by reading the instructions carefully. So from the instructions, sorry. So from the instructions, you will clearly understand how many words and what kind of words you need to answer. Now, for example, write the correct letter A to K next to questions 1 to 6. Okay. So this is how actually you'll have to manage your tips and strategies, because if you'll realize this, that then every question in IELTS has a different strategy and different tip to be followed, and definitely uh, you know uh, there are certain tips which need to be discussed and applied to only certain kinds of questions. So yes, that is very important. Now second is predict the answer. So you can always guesswork, you can always make a guess for the word and for the phrase or the sentence before you actually come to the correct answer. Now in the IELTS listening test, you'll be given some time to go through the question before playing the recording. This time is crucial, so you need to use it wisely. Okay, first understand the question, whether you're going to label the map or the plan. Look at the map or plan and try to predict the labels based on the position they are in. So, this is how you can actually plan your map answer. Focus on the labeled parts. Now, title and the labeled parts in the map plan question is the key aspect to respond to the answer wisely. Look at the title. Looking at the title will help you to know what basis of audio you're going to hear, and knowing the labeled parts will also help you to focus on the other information while listening. Now put yourself in that map or plan. Definitely if you're putting your mind, if you're putting yourself with the speaker in the audio, then definitely you'll be able to relate and locate the parts in the map. So put yourself in that map or plan. Imagine that you're in the place and try to figure out what are all the places that can be located nearby. So you can start by predicting where the person will start from and what can be the places that are in the right, left, front and behind. So guys, there are actually particular set of words which you need to focus on, because map has a very distinct kind of vocabulary: across the lane, or down the lane, or in the middle of the city, or around the corner. So all these kinds of vocabulary words will help you to focus on that particular thing which you need as a correct answer. So you can start by predicting where the person will start from and what can be the places that are in the right, left, front and behind. So relate your prediction with the question that is given for you and focus on the answer. In the IELTS listening test, the recordings will carry information where you can identify the answers in the order of the questions given to you. So, yes, you can actually see that the answers will come in order, okay, for whichever question you're attempting. So, that will come in order. In simpler terms, you will listen to the answer for question 1 and then for question 2. Sixth is neglect the distractors. So guys, so far we have discussed a lot of times in fact, like what are distractors and what kinds of words actually act like distractors. So definitely we need to look out for them. There is no such thing that you'll get the answer so directly in the recordings. Okay, that means directly you will not get any answer. You'll have to at least listen to the recording and maybe find a lot of synonyms and focus on paraphrasing what words and language structure have been changed so that you can come to the correct answer easily. Sometimes you might get the answer you're looking for, but the speaker might use the distractor word and continue the sentence with some other information. So, words like but, however, no, sorry are the distracting words which you need to carefully listen to in the audio. Okay. Now, note taking. For the listening test, you're allowed to take notes on the question paper. Jot down the key points that are relevant to the question. Make your notes understandable by avoiding scribbling. Okay, that is very important, guys, especially if you're giving a paper based test where your handwriting does make a very vast difference. It makes a very vast difference. So definitely you need to be very nice in your handwriting so that it's understandable by the examiner without any chaos, without any hustle bustle. And yes, avoid using lengthier sentences to describe, because when you are taking down notes, then definitely while taking down the notes you need to focus on uh, you know few things like maybe if you're writing the lengthy sentences, then definitely there will be some confusion within you, or maybe while you're writing the correct answer you will not be able to understand what you've written. So it's better to use symbols or shortcuts or maybe short keywords, important notes, something like that, instead of writing the whole sentence. So practice the note taking skills while preparing for the IELTS listening test, transferring the answers. The time given for you to transfer the answers is the vital part of the IELTS listening map test. And make sure that you write the correct spelling of the words. Definitely, spelling is very important, because spelling of the words, directions, and locations, this will fetch you, different kinds of marks. And definitely if you're not writing a correct spelling, then of course your bands will be cut. You will be given a zero band even if you're writing the correct answer, but if your spellings are wrong, that doesn't make any, it will not be of any good use, that correct answer, because your spelling needs to be correct. So if you need to give the answer as a letter, make sure that you're aware of that. Okay, so when you're transferring the answers from your question paper to the answer sheet, definitely that is something on which you have to focus and you have to concentrate on that. Now, ninth is learn the synonyms. Okay, so after predicting the possible answers for the questions, you need to not only focus on the exact answers in the audio, instead, you need to focus on the synonyms also. So, learn few synonyms, learn about certain things like certain things like maybe the vocabulary words or the words which help you to translate into some other synonym and help you to focus on your paraphrasing skills, words like that. Now try to learn the synonyms that have more possibility to use while speaking. Okay, so this is also important. IELTS listening map vocabulary. So vocabulary is one of the marking criteria that are assessed in the listening test. Okay, to high in the IELTS test, you need to understand the IELTS listening band score first. Then, of course, some map related vocabulary words that you really need to learn to attempt listening to the recordings. To locate the places or to describe the directions, the speakers will not always use the direct words like right, left, nearby, behind. Now, check the below IELTS listening map vocabulary to perform the map questions better. So, of course, there are certain words, as I told you, at the top of or at the bottom of, then on the left, on the right, on the far side, north, south, east, west, between, facing, to the north or to the west, then slightly west of, heading east, just southeast of, like that. So, definitely, there are few words which you need to practice a lot so that you can have a better understanding of the map. Actually, these kind of questions actually look very confusing or difficult or daunting to solve, but after you get the familiarity of the question and after you start practicing enough and you start learning certain words which help you to actually get the correct answers in your map kinds of questions in IELTS listening, then it becomes easy for you to you know find out ways and your own strategies and your own skills to explore them and to implement them in your exam. So all of these things actually help you to gain a better band. So there are lots of words for vocabulary, for map vocabulary, which I have listed down, out of which you can choose just few of them, and maybe then you can come back again and go through them once again, so that even if you've heard the word once, that will also do. Now, this is a map sample question which I have, just organized for you so that you get the familiarity of the question and you know what is a map kind of question. And the questions will be listed like this, for example. And also, please do not forget to read the instructions. So, write the correct letter A to K next to questions 1 to 6. So, walking tour of or the map of the National Botanical Garden, and then 1 to 6. So, yeah. Now, what is note completion? Now, IELTS listening note completion is one of the important question types. Now, notes are very important and it's quite easy also to, solve and to come to a conclusion for note taking skills question. It is one of the important question types that is commonly appearing in the IELTS listening test. So in this task, you are asked to listen to the audio recordings and complete the gaps with the missing words, right? So notes will be given to you in forms of sentences, and then gradually there will be few blanks in between. You can fill in the blanks. The way of answering is similar for the form, table, and note completion question types. So what are notes? Listening down necessary points of particular information is called notes. Note taking is an important practice that helps the individuals to actively engage and learn quickly. While taking some notes, key facts are crucial to recall the specific information. They are as follows. So, keywords, abbreviations, phrases, you should look out for what are just mentioned here in the bullet points, and because it's very important for you to come to a conclusion and to the right answer. So, tips and strategies for or to solve the IELTS listening note completion task. So, pay attention to the instructions. Of course, when you pay attention to instructions, no more than one word and or a number, no more than two words and or a number, or no more than three words. So basically, you will be given a limit of three words. You might be given a limit of one word and two words also. And sometimes a number is also added to that instruction. So you have to be very careful when you're reading that instruction in detail. Read the given title and questions. So before the recording begins, you will be given some minutes to look over the title and questions. Utilize the given time by skimming the title and the given questions thoroughly. So this will help you to understand what the recording is about. Then you will get an idea and can prepare yourself to listen to the audio recording. Predict the possible answers. So while reading the question sentences, try to predict the missing word logically. Yes, it is hard to predict the exact missing word, but still, you will be able to understand that what will be the correct one to fill in the blanks, like name, surname, address, mobile, telephone number, year, etc. And there are so many. Go on, so on. So fourth is highlight the keywords and synonyms. Of course, you have to highlight the synonyms. Be all ears, of course. Stay focused on key data. So now I'm just reading the highlighted bolded points because there is a lot to read in detail that you can do by yourself when you're rewatching the video and coming back here again on our YouTube channel. Definitely, we have so much, for free for all of you so that you can prepare by yourself. Seventh strategy or tip is watch out for distractors. Again, you will notice a lot of, tips and strategies being same. Now, multitasking, of course, you're doing the reading part by reading the questions, you're listening to the audio, listening skills, and you're writing the answers. So, three skills are going on simultaneously there. Blank spaces never help, so definitely please guesswork. Time management, of course, reading and listening are two checkpoints because these are very, very time restricted. Be accurate, double check your answers. So, this is how your note taking skills will look like. Now we come to table completion. Again, table completion will look something like this. So, let me come to the direct point, that is your listening tips for table completion. So, analyze the question, answer order, then synonyms and paraphrasing, mind the distractors, predicting the answers. Again, you will notice, guys, that there are so many tips which are actually in common for many questions. Then writing the answer, guessing if necessary. And this is how the table completion looks like. Table, of course, is it's the piece of information which is a set of information which is given in the form of table or in the tabular form, where there are certain rows and columns and few blanks are given in between, as well as few are filled, right? And then flowchart completion. What are flowchart completion? So flowchart, you already know. Flowchart is a very self-explanatory term. I'll also show you the sample question later on. The downward movement or the arrow movement, wherever the arrow is going, maybe down most of the cases, or maybe left, right, upward. So when the information is flowing with the help of the arrows, in certain directions, that is a flowchart. And a flowchart is basically a pictorial representation. That means in the form of pictures and images of the process or flow of data in a continuous sequence. And then in the listening module, the flowchart completion is one of the important question types with four sections. In this task, that means in the flowchart kind of questions, candidates have to listen to the recordings given in all four sections and answer the questions. So, as we are already aware of it, that the listening exam is divided into four different sections, right? And every section will have this, in this task, candidates have to listen to the recordings given in the four sections. So yes, there are four sections and equally divided with certain number of questions. Now, what are the tips to solve the flowchart question type while you listen to the audio? So this is what you'll have to focus on. That means focus, 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 because without proper attention, you can't get the right answers from the audio. Try to locate the keyword that you marked already when the audio is on. Be alert for the synonyms, for phrases, for paraphrasing after you locate the keyword. And presentation is one of the best strategies. So, of course, when you are giving the answer, presentation is one of the best strategies. Hence, it is highly recommended to write answers in capital letters to avoid spelling errors and improve readability. And then the answers will come in the correct order. So once you have completed the previous question, you can directly move on to the next question. If you fail to fill in any gap, leave the blanks blank and guess some of the possible answers. So of course, if you are missing out on few words, and if you think that the gaps which you have not filled, if you can fill it, if you just feel it that if you can fill those answers with some guesses, then definitely nobody can stop you from getting a good band. Because I always recommend to my students, my IELTS candidates as well, that you have to, you know you cannot you cannot leave the blanks in between, because definitely in IELTS and in TOEFL and in many other migrating exams, there is no negative marking. So of course that is one thing. And after that, of course you will have to, you know make out on your own that which is the best strategy for you, so that you can actually apply that strategy and then move on with your answers. If you fail to fill in any gap, then leave the blanks blank and guess some of the possible answers. Okay. No more than two words for each answer. Now this is how a flowchart looks like. This is what I was talking about, the flowchart. You can see here the sample of the flowchart. The information is moving downward. So of course, that is one thing. And summary completion is not today's topic, so we'll stop there. And guys, if you have any question regarding the IELTS exam, please get in touch with our counselors with the help of the registration link. Or in case you want to need you need to know, or you want to ask anything regarding the training part, regarding the videos, please comment it down in the comment section and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yes, thank you so much guys for watching us live. I shall see you tomorrow at the same time with a fresh new topic from the IELTS listening module again, and we'll try to finish that up tomorrow itself. And then we'll meet on Tuesday after Diwali, right? So tomorrow I'm meeting you at the same time from 5 to 6 p.m. Although this was an exception class for IELTS, we had taken early. Yeah, from tomorrow again, the same timing will be followed. Till then, take care, guys. Bye bye. And thank you again for watching us live. Bye bye.